Here's the good news. Here we go on the Good Friday. Hi there, Evelyn. Happy Easter, one and all. I know it. We don't say Happy Easter on Good Friday. Hi there, Kathleen. Folks, we, as you know, well, we're going to go live on the radio in just a moment, but a lot of people, it's Good Friday programming, so yes. At 11:06, good morning, one and all. On this Good Friday, you're listening to the John DePietro Show. It's AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. Now, right now, it is 11:06 on this Good Friday. It is April 7th, and this portion of the program, and I want to say welcome to everybody on Facebook. We normally do the Facebook Noon Report, but because of Good Friday, and folks like many other Catholics who observe silence from noon to 3, and Good Friday programming. Therefore, that's why we're live during this hour. This portion of the program on this Good Friday, and I know a lot of people are probably going to watch this later, but then hear it. It's brought to you by PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. Folks, they are officially open for the season. Stop in. They're going to be open today, Good Friday, tomorrow, Holy Saturday, Easter Sunday. They're open 7 days a week. And what a fantastic selection they have on pansies, pansy flats, pansy bags, hangers and bowls, assorted colors. It's Steve and Debbie and Junior and Byron. Easter plants. Easter plants look so terrific. Folks, this time of year, we really need to, and you embrace the season, you embrace everything that spring represents. You embrace everything of Christ has risen. Tulips, hyacinthus, daffodils, hydrangeas, blue and pink are available. Something about hydrangeas and when they bloom, it just adds so much to property and landscaping. And they carry a lot of landscape materials too. Screen loom, black, brown, hemlock, mulch, crushed stone as well. Look for them on Facebook, and they do a terrific job. Folks, it's PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center, 3688 Quaker Lane in North Kingstown. You can always call them at 401-295-4399. It's quality, it's great service, you're shopping local, and they support the Chosen One. And I want to thank them. This is, I was trying to figure it out. I think this is their 6th year that they are sponsors of the show, and we're so grateful for them. PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center, 3688 Quaker Lane in North Kingstown. It's right off of Route 4, and if you go there, you're going to become a regular customer because their service is great, and they're reliable, and they work it. They're open 7 days a week, it is a grind from now until they're open every day from now until Christmas. Well, then they close on Christmas Eve. But anyhow, folks, PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. All right, on this Good Friday, we're going to squeeze a lot into this hour. I encourage you to visit the website, depetro.com. Now, on the website, depetro.com, depetro.com. Now, you hear me mention it. A lot of people, you take just a minute to explore a little bit, you're going to see unique stories and videos that you don't see anywhere else. And the website, which is brought to you by the Coesit Inn, one of our great sponsors, 226 Coesit Avenue in West Warwick, still taking reservations for Easter brunch, the Coesit Inn, which is also such a great spot. But on the website, you're going to see how we put up stories first that influence other media and stories that are out there. So if you want to see it first, and if you like unedited, unfiltered, as it's happening type of video, folks, that's the news for you. It all begins and ends at depetro.com. You can also, we have great merchandise in the shop. We also have all of the programs that we do, the radio shows are all right there, and they're all in category fashion, meaning, each day an hour. It's all right there at the website, dpetro.com. If you would like to get in contact with me, if you'd like to be a sponsor of the show, and I think, I'm going to double check, I think we have 2 slots open for the spring. You just log on at depetro.com and then find the button, Contact John, and then we'll do it. Now, there's, I want to just touch on this, what we're dealing with right now in Rhode Island, and because it's Good Friday, and I'm torn between you want to have a certain type of message, but at the same time we can't ignore with what's happening right now, and there's so many problems that are happening right now that are not going to go away, and it's really because of what we are finding with Governor McKee. To me, it's truly, as they call it, the Peter principle, which is there are certain individuals, they hit a ceiling, and they just can't go beyond that. That's it. And to me, Governor McKee has hit that. He is clearly not up to the job by virtue of the fact of who he surrounds himself with. He doesn't surround himself with quality, competent individuals. They all, the whole thing of birds of a feather. There's no reason why Dan Connors, other than he's a political insider of Cumberland, that he should be brought back into the mix. There's plenty of people that would like that job. Governor McKee thinks nothing of irresponsibly throwing our money around, your taxpayer money around, and his instincts are not solid. But what I really can't get past at 12 minutes past 11 on this Friday is the fact that what's problematic is when they reach a decision, he and his staff, that they actually think, okay, like, that's a good idea. That's what we'll say, and that's what people will believe. Now, 2 parts that I just want to draw your attention to. One is the situation with the soccer stadium. So now you have Cranston Stadium is saying, I guess we could host some games here, right? You have East Providence, the mayor of East Providence, saying, we could host some people at Pierce Field in East Providence. Well, if that's the case, if you could host minor league soccer games at Pierce Field in East Providence, then why are we building a $125 million field in Pawtucket? See, this is the danger they fall into. I think the unions are going to stop like, whoa, 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 there's no games being played here because how many people are going to show up? The minor league soccer team, if they play in East Providence at Pierce Field, and maybe they draw 2,000 people. Maybe they play at Cranston Stadium and they draw, I don't know, 3,000 people. I think Mayor De Silva actually said Pierce Field can hold 6,000 people. Well, if they only draw 2,000, why are you building a 10,000 seat stadium that cost $150 million in Pawtucket? It makes no sense. But this is the part that I want to draw your attention to. And, I have a piece on the website, depetro.com, where we talk about, and by the way, one other note, if you were following, on Tuesday night, the state police pulled a body out of a home in North Providence, Metcalf Avenue, right near, it's the same street where there was a place, it was a Rhode Island College hangout, the Rough Stone. So anyhow, we broke the story on Tuesday night, and no, on Wednesday, Tuesday night, Wednesday, and then late yesterday, the state police, after they were being inundated by other media, then they released a statement about what they were doing at that home on Metcalf Avenue. My point being, many times the stories that we do on a Tuesday, on Thursday night, the rest of the media has it. So, but anyhow, sticking with this, there's a controversy about Governor McKee's staff down in Philadelphia, and they were on some kind of a business trip representing the state. And as they're down there, something happens where they're supposed to be meeting with people about refurbishing the Cranston Street Armory. And one of the individuals, according to the people that were in Philadelphia, said some things that were inappropriate. Now, again, I don't know we don't know what that was. We don't know if it's an overreaction. We don't know, was it, he didn't use proper pronouns? Did he, you have to look at the various things. It's too much to try to guess. Was it the way he was describing the homeless people at the Cranston Street Armory? We know that they were defecating on the floor, urinating all over the place. Was it that? Was it something in the way that he was addressing some of the different individuals? You have to think about the different types of individuals that might be involved with refurbishing homeless shelters. I would think would kind of be on the progressive end, so to speak. So when the two individuals came back, Channel 12 broke the story. Now everybody's on the story. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But immediately, the director of administration met with human resources, and they flagged there's a problem. And the guy that was allegedly saying things that were, and I'm not going to guess what it was. Maybe it's warranted, maybe it wasn't. But he immediately goes on emergency medical leave, right? Which he's been out since, which is interesting because then they can't touch him. So the individuals in Philadelphia thought strongly enough and were offended enough, supposedly, about this, that they actually sent an email to Governor McKee and House Speaker Joe Sacacci. So just to give you the short version of this, here are my questions. Governor McKee, I'm about to play for you his reaction when asked about it by the media yesterday. It's the first time the media had a chance to ask him. Of course, he's at some BS ribbon cutting or giving out more federal grants or something innocuous like that. But I want you to just understand the tone. These two representatives, they weren't there on their own. They weren't there on some kind of a junket. They were there representing the state of Rhode Island. The people they met with were whatever transpired and took place was taken aback that they actually fired off an email. Now, I'm going to imagine they were directed to do this, maybe by their lobbyist, maybe not, but it didn't go to the Senate President. It went to House Speaker Joe Sacacci, and it also went to Governor McKee. So now, how often does something like this happen? I mean, I am unaware if this happens a lot, but I want you to listen to Governor McKee's tone-deaf, and Channel 12 has the sound of this, his reaction when asked, because now Channel 12 wants to get access to this email that was sent to him. And he should release it, because it's correspondence to him as governor, and also to the speaker. The speaker jumped off as well, this has nothing to do with me. But I want you to listen to Governor McKee's response about this email that they're giving Channel 12 a hard time with. They won't release it. It was bad enough that the director of administration immediately went to human resources on the Friday they got back. It was the Friday before St. Patrick's Day. And then the person that allegedly said these things was then out on some kind of medical leave. But listen to Governor McKee. What's frightening is you have to understand This was practice. He has a team. Okay, governor, you're going to be asked about this. And then they have to brainstorm what should the governor say when he's asked about it. And what is becoming very common with the McKee administration is he becomes Sergeant Schultz. Right? I know nothing. I don't know nothing. I didn't see nothing. That's who Governor McKee has morphed into Sergeant Schultz. So this is Governor McKee yesterday.
Dan McKee. I haven't seen the email. Target 12 has asked the McKee administrator. Dan McKee. I haven't seen the email. Target 12 has asked the McKee administrator. Dan McKee. I haven't seen the email. Target.
I haven't seen the email. Well, how often is this happening? You're the governor. These people in Philadelphia, this Scout Limited, where they're trying to get into the business where they want to refurbish the Cranston Street Armory. Something happened with the representatives from your administration that when they went down there, now think of this, he said that yesterday, Thursday, April 6th. They received the email back, the email was sent in March, the week before St. Patrick's Day. So, what kind of an executive is he? I haven't seen the email. What kind of response is that? He thinks that's his out. Well, I haven't seen it. That is, number one, if that's true, then that is negligent. How often is this happening? That with Governor McKee, it doesn't even enter his sphere that he would say, well, I want to see exactly what did they say. Do I expect Governor McKee, the governor, that he's going to read every email that is sent to him by constituents? No, I'm not saying that. Of course not. That's what he's got staff for. But if you have a situation where you have people representing you, representing the state, and something happened, the governor didn't say, Governor McKee now, he didn't say, I've seen it, and we're trying to hash through it, and blah, blah, blah. But I haven't seen it. That is such a... First of all, no one believes that. If that, number one. Number two, if that's true, what exactly are you doing that you don't even take the time to get to the bottom of that? The ultimate, anyone that's ever been in a managerial position, your ultimate job is to solve problems. Help people under you solve problems. That's really what you do all day, is solve problems. You can't solve them or help them solve them if you don't know what they are. That is the weakest response. The weakest response possible from Governor McKee is what you just heard. Which is, I haven't seen the email. So let's just put this in perspective. Something happened. It reflected badly on your administration. Enough that your director of administration came back immediately on a Friday afternoon. Think how uncommon that is. And immediately sits down with HR. Like knowing we have a problem. Maybe on the way back knew they had a problem. Maybe there was some incident that happened. I'm not going to get into guessing. But enough that the people that were meeting with Philadelphia, someone encouraged them to send an email, or they did it on their own. But to take such a nonchalant, casual attitude about it, well, I haven't seen it. Really? So in other words, Governor McKee, you're interested, or lack of interest, in how these people are representing the state in those situations. Totally? Really haven't seen it? What if they were we don't know what's in it, so we're at a disadvantage. Has he not seen it because he doesn't consider it a big deal? Has he not seen it because that's just the way he wants to worm out of the situation? Oh, I haven't seen it. Well, it can't be good if they want to hide it from the media that now wants the email. Now, I don't know if today at 5 o'clock they're going to do a Friday dump and release it, which would be cute. But what is happening right now, for anyone that's really paying attention, is you are seeing a governor, Governor McKee, at 11:23, folks, on this Friday. Now, it impacts all of us. Like, I can't get past the fact we are stuck with this for the next 4 years. And what I mean by that is the remaining part of this year, 23, 24, 25, and the next election for governor is 26. It's just unimaginable that we're going to actually be stuck. It's Easter. He is already underwater. There's nothing going right. I don't count. When he shows up at a press conference with Senator Reid and they manage to get some federal funds, that's not accomplishing anything. That's nothing even that he did. He's just kind of riding the coattails of Senator Reid. You know, look at where he's falling into. Hiring Dan Connor. That is beyond weak. That is a crony hire. It's a high paid profile position. We have to bring him back, even though we got nailed on the DUI. The Tony Silva thing. Well, Tony's going to work on the campaign. I don't believe that. Campaign? You just got elected. What campaign? You're already working on a campaign? For 4 years from now? The priorities, folks, but as we've said, he made deals with the unions, and now it's like we have to bear the brunt of them. So I want you to understand, and what's even more laughable, and I want to just go to his, folks, and again, good morning everyone at 11:25. It's John DePietro on this Good Friday. I want to just find, because this is a joke, at the top of his Twitter profile, Rhode Island is ready. What does that even mean? Ready for what? Yeah, so is a patient, someone in hospice is ready as well. Someone getting last rites. Rhode Island is ready. Little Rhodey's governor, strongest economic recovery in the Northeast. And we're just getting started. Rhode Island ready. Does anyone understand what that means? Does anyone agree with that? He has made this state so business unfriendly that there's nothing coming on. And you even, oh wow, all right, Channel 12 is showing an assault at the Cranston Street Armory with a knife involved this morning leads to a state police presence in the area. Oh, the suspect was apprehended on Warren Street. Suspect and victim are at Rhode Island Hospital. K-9 team searched the area for the knife possibly involved. On one hand, so that's what that is. I like the fact that state police are getting more involved in crime in Providence, and I'm very encouraged by what Mayor Smiley is going to do. But Governor McKee, folks, he is the weak link. Now, on this Good Friday, this portion of the John DePietro Show, I would like to reach out to those that right now you're listening or watching and you would like to lose weight. And maybe you've tried different things or different programs. But you can see rapid, aggressive weight loss that lasts a lifetime, unique health. Rather than wasting thousands of dollars and hours at the gym or on a fad diet, learn the exact foods that target stubborn fat. Unique Health, a detox program, teaches you the benefits of clean eating habit building, incorporating your everyday life. Experience coaches, you will see extreme weight loss, increase your metabolism and energy, watch those pounds fall off. Folks, 20 pounds in 10 days. 20 pounds in 10 days. It's not a diet change. It's a lifestyle change. Unique Health. Call Sandra right now. They're based in Warwick. 401-269-9155. 401-269-9155. Right now, they have a free seminar coming up. You can learn about Unique Health's unique approach to health and sustainable weight loss. Now, you can find them on Facebook. They have incredible before and after photos. Unique Health. Contact Sandra today, 401-269-9155. 20 pounds in 10 days. Unique Health. And take advantage of the free seminar they have coming up. So, at 11:28, folks, good morning. You're listening to the John DePietro Show. It's AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. The situation, I just once again want to mention this. These developments that the McKee administration, all of these plans that they have regarding whether it's the soccer stadium and I like that McKee tight-lipped about alleged bad behavior by official. He's not in a position that he can lead right now because has so many problems coming in. He feels that every time he wants to go and announce something positive, Governor McKee, that I'm sure he says, like, what is this? Suddenly, every time I go, I'm getting asked questions. But that's because he's dodging questions on other stories. This knife thing, a person injured in knife assault at the Cranston Street Armory, suspect in custody. Not only is Channel 2, this is, police on the scene told a person suffered non-life-threatening injuries to the chest, hand, and face. I mean, my goodness, the amount of press on this for a knife injury. We had footage of them taking a body out the other day in North Providence, but under Mayor Smiley, you will see a more proactive approach on crime. Now, on this Good Friday, folks, the next battleground that I just want to draw your attention to is going to be, if you haven't seen what's going on with all of these activisms of the trans rights, there's a video right now of a swimmer, and she went to talk about the fact that it was unfair for her to have to compete against someone who was basically a male, but then suddenly identifying as, I identify as a female, Leah Thomas, and how unfair that was. And so she was invited to then speak. And they're having discussion about it, and it is a big topic right now. But what is frightening was the reaction of how she was treated by going to speak out on that. And what is almost comical to me is the people that were going after her and the individuals that were, they have all types of things that say, Riley Gaines, she went to speak at San Francisco State University. The abuse that went after her, and I can't even play the video because they're screaming at her, and they have the word love wins written on their hands and faces. They were literally ready to kill her as she went to speak. Riley Gaines abused by trans activists. Ex-college swimmer Riley Gaines chased, verbally abused by protesters, shut down a talk she was supposed to give at San Francisco State University. Hit twice. She had to be escorted by police out of there. An intense debate has developed about the role of trans athletes in women's sports. Republican-controlled states passing a wave of laws banning their participation. So on Thursday, she had been scheduled to address an event, but they couldn't do it because of demonstrators crashed into the venue. She had to be escorted out, and they're screaming at her, trans rights are human rights. And, folks, this whole, what is so demented is, and I know if you haven't seen it, I did post the video. It is being widely shared on social media, and I did share it on Facebook. But what I cannot figure out is how women that are activists feel it's fair to young women, or a lot of these women. How do they feel it's fair to young women, whether they're a high school runner or a college runner or a high school swimmer or college swimmer, that as they are in their peak condition, peak training, and they're set to compete, and suddenly enter one of the other lanes, someone who was born a male who suddenly grows their hair a little bit longer, changes their name to a more innocuous name, right? Like Kenny becomes Kennedy, or Stephen becomes, I don't know, some Sam, or one of those other type of, there's certain like androgynous type of names, but, and then watches this young top female athlete get beat by someone who was born a male, who is physically a male, who is biologically a male, and they're okay with that. Like, I don't, for the life of me, I can't understand that part of it. But how is that okay? If men and women are equal, how come none of those WNBA players, the WNBA, women's, how come none of them are playing in the NBA? They're very good players. You know, I actually watched one of the, I watched the women's NCAA final, and it's actually, it's more relatable to watch, actually, because it's more of the shots and the moves and everything. It's more, if you have played basketball, it's like, okay, that was the game that I played. When you watch now, my God, but because they're not equal. You could take the best 5 WNBA players. Could they even compete against a college Division I basketball team? It's so unfair to these young girls that are missing out on college scholarships and everything that goes along with it. And then the moment someone says, well, that's not fair, right? The reason that this person and the swimmer, the reason they were faster is because they may now identify as a female, but they were born a male. And anyone that tries to argue against that, it's an insane, ridiculous argument. And like I said, the best WNBA players, could they play in the NBA? No. That's why they have the WNBA. The young women that won, I think it was LSU, right, that won the NCAA College Women National title, how would they stand against UConn? They'd be destroyed. They'd be wiped up. Absolutely. They couldn't play against URI men's. And the vitriol of which they were going after her is just appalling. Under the guise of love wins. Trans rights are humans' rights. That's what that Reverend Donnie Anderson was screaming. I'm perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal that I'm a woman, as he's standing there, a grown man. I am not advocating they should be treated any differently, whether it be in obtaining a license, in trying to purchase a home. There should be no form of discrimination against someone who's trying to get on an airplane, apply for a job of some kind. But don't say that it's totally fair that someone who was on the boys' track team suddenly grows their hair long, changes their name from, instead of being Steve, now the name is Stone, and now he's saying, well, I identify as a female, and boom, suddenly he's the fastest female on the track team. I don't understand that in any way. Folks, this portion of the John DePietro Show on this Good Friday, and it's brought to you, I want to once again remind you, nothing kind of ruins this time of year. No matter where you live or work, if suddenly you have a pest problem, you can ignore it. It's not going to go away. That's where Falcon Pest Services comes in. Call them today for a free quote. 401-739-1322. Residential, commercial, Falcon Pest Services. Locally owned and operated, serving Rhode Island and southeastern Mass. Pest control services for termites, bed bugs, ants, roaches, mice, rats, mosquitoes, many other pests. Falcon Pest Services has all different types of, from multifamily housing, condos, apartments, single-family homes, restaurants, office buildings, schools, hotels, Maybe it's one-time treatment, monthly service, quarterly service, or year-round protection. Falcon Pest Services. Call them today, 401-739-1322. Do you have some unwanted pests? And I don't mean family. Contact Falcon Pest Services, residential, commercial, 401-739-1322. Look for them on Facebook, and then they're online at falconpestservice.com. Well, folks, again, good afternoon. You're listening to the John DePietro Show on AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. I also wanted to mention, even the Boston Globe can't get past this story. And I actually should have asked Dan McGowan of the Boston Globe about it the other day. First of all, the Boston Globe has a great story on this Methuen police chief. Criminal charges, textbook case of public corruption. But the story, and I don't know whether or not it ties in with what happened with the Rhode Island state officials that were in Philadelphia. But the term a microaggression in the term ladies. So maybe you heard about this story, maybe you did not. The Boston Globe has done a great job on it. You have this East Hampton School Committee, which is in Massachusetts. You had someone who was supposed to be the superintendent, and they offered him the job. And he then responded, okay, his name is Vito Perrone. And so 2 members of the school committee sent him an email basically offering him the job. They voted to hire him. And then when he responded, he said, I'm just wondering, he wanted, just some of the negotiation process of, he was looking for a few more sick days. They voted 4-3 to hire him. He wanted a few changes, salary changes, some additional vacation sick days. And in the email back to them, these 2 women that are on the school committee, he addressed them as ladies. Ladies. Because then there's 3 people in the email. This all sounds good. I was just wondering if we could add blah, blah, blah. I think it was a 3-year contract. Do you know they rescinded the offer to him because he addressed them as ladies? They called it a microaggression. And as a result of that now, they're not, they took back the job offer. Now, a number of people wanted to rally to his defense. So they go through the whole process of trying to hire someone. And because he responded with ladies, they called that a microaggression. And his response was, well, listen, how many times have you gone somewhere and they address the crowd and say, ladies and gentlemen? He said, I was under the belief that that was okay to address someone like that, to say ladies or gentlemen. There was a good story in the Boston Globe where, I think it was Joan Vanocchi was mentioning how Adam Riley on WGBH, he was using the phrase, so what do you guys think about this? And then there were a number of WGBH viewers that kept objecting to it. He's talking to 2 women. Why does he keep saying, what do you guys think about it? So the different people saying it's patronizing. When you say ladies, it comes off as patronizing, demeaning. I saw a tweet that Governor McKee put out, and it was when Jill Biden came to town. And he had a picture of his wife, the First Lady of Rhode Island, Sue McKee, with Jill Biden, and he said, look at the 2 first ladies. So they rescinded the job. And I think Joan Vanocchi was even saying, well, hey guys, don't call us ladies. I'm looking at her. So, well, the use of ladies can sound patronizing, she wrote. I think it's extreme to call it a microaggression. But even if you're so inclined, does that cancel out everything else? They're ready to hire the guy. If he had just said, sounds good, they would have hired him. He came back and put ladies. I was wondering if we could. And as a result of that, they said, in that case, we are rescinding that. We are not hiring someone 29 years of experience as an educator. The superintendent job at East Hampton, she writes, represented a joyous homecoming for him. He had worked there as a principal and a football coach. So, and then he starts the email with, ladies, he has since apologized for using an expression that was taken as an insult. So, ladies, that sounds good. That's it. You're out of the running. Perone told the Gazette, which is the local newspaper there, I wish in the moment we had a different conversation about use of ladies as a greeting and use it as something we could grow from instead of just being a closed door, no negotiation, no acceptance of an apology. That's it. You're out. Nope. What did you call us? Ladies? That's it. How dare you? That is patronizing and a microaggression. Folks, but so then you go to this Philadelphia situation that Governor McKee is making a big deal because he won't release the email. Is it something innocuous as that? Are they overreacting to it? Did he, I have no idea. We don't know. Was it the way he addressed someone? Again, without knowing what happened, you're just trying to think of a situation where someone was so insulted. Was it he misgendered someone? So did someone go to give the other person, show them where they are, and then he said, she is showing the person he's with to where the men's room is. And then they thought, that's not the proper pronoun. I mean, we don't know. But I'll tell you this, Governor McKee is making a bigger deal about this by not letting people know what it is. Maybe it was no big deal. Maybe it was someone who suddenly just, overreacted. That would be good to know. So, but instead, we get silence from the McKee administration. Maybe it's done by design. I don't think it is. I think a lot of things with the McKee administration is they don't know what to do in a situation, and so they go into head in the sand. And something about, and again, folks, good afternoon, good morning. It is right now, we're early on this Good Friday at 11:46. You're listening to the John DePietro Show on AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. Now, I will be doing Facebook Live later. As far as the radio show, they're going to have special Good Friday programming coming up between 12 and 2. So that's why we have a limited program this morning. But this portion of the program on this Good Friday, hey, I want to remind you about our friend Tom Bryan, Ameriprise Financial. There's a number of people in the news that could have benefited with a free consultation with Tom Bryan. Ameriprise Financial has provided advice for clients' unique goals, help millions of Americans retire on their terms, strengthen retirement planning. Maybe you have questions about crypto. Maybe you have questions on your retirement planning or savings. So maybe you are retired and you're wondering, how would it hurt me if I came back to work? Call Tom Bryan today, 401-434-1510. Office is located 400 Massasoit Avenue in East Providence. Ameriprise Financial. Our guy, Tom Bryan. And as I've mentioned in the past, there's a variety of different things that you are not expected to have the answer on. But why not sit down and take advantage of a free consultation, get some solid advice from someone that's what they do. Maybe it's major purchase planning or education planning. Or as we had him on, and I'm going to have him on again, something to learn about is long-term care coverage. And what that is maybe you've heard about this, that someone is put into an assisted living facility, or, as people sometimes get older, they need special care, and you want to make sure that they're going to be covered, because a lot of that can be very expensive. Learn about long-term care coverage. On this Good Friday, I'm offering you a free consultation. Tom Bryan, Ameriprise Financial, 401-434-1510, 401-434-1510. Tom Bryan, Ameriprise Financial, located at 400 Massasoit Avenue in East Providence. Well, folks, good morning. You're listening to the John DePietro Show on AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. This portion of the program, I saw them this morning, and I give them so much credit. George and his staff, several years ago, I started a partnership with Lawn Doctor of Rhode Island, and I am telling you, when they say your best lawn ever guaranteed, they're not kidding around. They came out this morning, and I, greeted them. It was good to see them, because this starts the Premium 8 service program, which is crabgrass control, time-release fertilizer, broadleaf weed control. That's early spring. Then they come back and they do spring lime, professional blend of high calcium lime. Then they do the late spring, time-release fertilizer with surface insect control, broadleaf weed control. They come back in the summertime. Then they do grub prevention. Then they do 3 applications in the fall. Folks, your best lawn ever, guaranteed. Call Lawn Doctor of Rhode Island today at 401-392-1025. Now, I understand right now, it's very possible as you're listening or watching and you're not thinking about writing down a phone number. Well, that's okay, because they have a very easy to remember, very user-friendly website. It's lawndoctor.com. Lawndoctor.com. Your best lawn ever guaranteed. They make great lawns happen. You just log on, you put in your zip code, boom, and you get a quick, easy quote. Lawn Doctor of Rhode Island. And last spring especially, when I was doing a lot of outdoor, I'd be outside because the lighting is great, and I would be on Newsmax. So many different people, they'd comment that they saw me in Newsmax, but they'd really comment that, wow, your lawn looks fantastic. Or many times we do one after dark and I'd be outside. And people are like, boy, your grass, well, it's because of Lawn Doctor. Contact them today online at lawndoctor.com. All right, also another reminder, remember, for all your propane needs, call Propane Plus, 401-885-4209. In Massachusetts, 508-252-3359. Do you use propane? More and more people are using propane. Call Propane Plus Heating and Cooling, 401-885-4209. Now, before I call our friend Marie, I will be doing Facebook Live later. We have a lot of exclusive video on the on the Facebook page, also on the website, and also on the YouTube channel regarding, there was a car chase yesterday on 95 because a suspect ran his car at a work police officer. You can see video of that. There was a daylight shooting in Cranston yesterday. We had the state police raid yesterday morning in Silver Lake. We have that video. We have the guy with the, there was a guy with a sword that the police had to apprehend in East Providence the other night. What other? There's a lot of other video. And then also the video of them taking the body out of the house. In North Providence. So that and a lot more. Again, find the YouTube channel for those that are, it's John DePietro Show on YouTube. On the Facebook page, DePietro.com, there's all the links to our social media, whether it's Facebook or TikTok or YouTube or Instagram. It's all right there on the website, DePietro.com. Folks, also, this portion of the John DePietro Show brought to you by Limitless Outdoors. Hey, call Chris today. Limitless Outdoors RI, 401-580-1852. Limitless Outdoors. Get a free quote. They specialize in patios, walkways, steps, outdoor kitchens, landscape lighting, retaining walls, lawn installation, excavation. They can update your indoor fireplace or an outdoor fire pit or an outdoor kitchen. Limitless Outdoors. Their slogan is Dream, Build, Enjoy. Call them today and get a free quote. More and more people are saying, I want a room that I can enjoy, 6 to 9 months of the year. And I don't want to go through having construction done, and you have to get zoning, and then you have to find a builder. Folks, Limitless Outdoors, they're amazing. Dream, build, enjoy. 401-580-1852. How about an outdoor kitchen? Or really specialize in patios. People have their flat screen TVs out there, or a nice fire pit, or an outdoor fireplace. Have grilled pizza. Lawn installations, excavation, Limitless Outdoors. Call Chris, 401-580-1852. Well, good afternoon, folks. Again, it's, good morning. I keep saying that. 11:54 on this Good Friday. You're listening to the John DePietro Show on AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. If you are tuning in for the noon report, we did it early, 11 to 12. There's going to be special Good Friday programming on the radio station, and then I will be doing Facebook Live later. And then over the course of the weekend, I'm also, like a lot of people, watching the Masters. This is a holy day, Good Friday, but then Easter is, hey, this is what it's all about. From here on in till Christmas, it's generally okay to live around here. It's just we're over the hump, so to speak. Let's see if we can locate and get a hold of the Queen of Health. I'll bet there's some people on Mendon Road. Maybe you're going to be out tomorrow on Holy Saturday. And why not pop in and see Marie at It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road at Cumberland, diagonally across from Davenport Restaurant. And folks, there she is joining us on this Good Friday at 1099 Mendon Road at Cumberland. Good morning, Marie.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very good, Marie, and happy Friday. Listen, today a lot of people are out. Tomorrow people are going to be out. And what a perfect day to pop in this weekend and see you at It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland.
Absolutely. We welcome them all. Come and visit.
Now, Marie, what are the seasons are changing. People have certain allergies. I'm willing to bet you have various things that could help them.
We do. We have some herbal remedies. We have some homeopathic remedies, all of which are very helpful for allergies.
And what about, I received a nice email from Karen that said she was unaware that It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland, that if they just pop in, there's various classes that are there that they can also take part in.
Yes, we have regular yoga classes, regular Tai Chi class, and we have a whole Pilates studio downstairs that runs 6 days a week. They have classes. And then we also offer a number of different things. We have a meditation that meets the second Saturday of every month, and it's free. It's in the afternoon at 2 o'clock for about an hour. We do a yoga nidra, which is a guided meditation with Reiki. So you're in kind of la-la land, relaxing. You get this guided meditation. Someone comes around and gives everyone Reiki, which is an energy type of thing. And then they do a little bit with some crystal bowls for sound healing. So, and then we have other things, too, that come up. That we have an intensive to learn how to use tarot cards, oracle cards. We've got a class coming up on numerology. So there's a variety of things, and they can find that right on our website.
Folks, again, we're talking to Marie at It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland. And Marie, Ted apparently sent me an email. He's going to be coming in to see you. He hurt his lower back doing some gardening, getting his garden ready for the season. And his sister told him you may have some hemp CBD products that could help heal. I guess he hurt his lower back a little bit in the garden.
Mm-hmm. So we have some homeopathic remedies like arnica that can be really helpful for that, as well as CBD products. We have topicals, and we have things that you can take orally, so gummies and liquids. So we have quite a few different choices for things. Lots of people with lower back pain. We have turmeric, curcumin, boswellia, a number of things that can help with that.
Now, Marie, give out the website that people can see and learn all the different things that you offer.
Yep. www.its-my-health.com. You have to put the dashes in.
And what are your hours on this Good Friday and also tomorrow, Holy Saturday?
We'll be here today till 5:30 and tomorrow from 9 to 4.
Folks, she is the Queen of Health. It's Marie at It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road of Cumberland. Marie, Keep up the great work. You have so many fans out there. You're helping so many different people. And a happy Easter to you and the luckiest man in Rhode Island.
Thank you. Happy Easter to you as well.
All right, folks, there it is. Marie at It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland. Well, folks, good morning. You're listening to the John DePietro Show on AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. So here's what we're going to do. Coming up, I believe you're going to hear the 12 o'clock news and then the special Good Friday radio programming. As far as everyone on Facebook, we're going to find out. I'll definitely be doing Facebook Live later. So, folks, as always, I want to wish everyone, it's always odd on Good Friday because we're waiting for the big day on Sunday, but everyone a very safe and blessed Easter. Thank you to JR. And stay tuned, folks. Enjoy your Easter weekend. We're back Monday at 11. Enjoy this Easter weekend and stay tuned. Coming up next, you will hear the 12 o'clock news.